We need to talk about this sense of hypervigilance that you're going through right now, because I actually feel like some of you just had some really great news, or you're about to. I really feel like there's a new opportunity. It kind of does feel a little more material, so something like a new job, a new home, new car, and yet there is this part of you that is feeling like a snag almost. Maybe something has arisen around this situation or in another situation. Maybe for some of you, this is actually a trauma response. And I actually do feel like for a lot of you, there is an element of that at the very least. I did pull a couple of animal cards here. Firstly, we did get the otter. And this is a card of celebration. This is a card where there's this simple joy, this simple pleasure. And whatever it is that's opening up in your life right now, it's not just about this one thing. It's kind of bringing out the sense of wonder and possibility. It's making you re-examine what you think is possible. I did get the shark here as well. And this is kind of why I'm sitting here like, yeah, it feels like you're suspicious of something. Like there's something circling around you. Some of you are anxious because you are sensing something coming, but I don't think it's what you think. It's not negative anyways. I keep feeling like you have this subconscious belief that good things come with a cost, or they come at a cost. And it's true, sometimes they do, but there's something here where it's like maybe some of you in your childhood or in another part of your life when you were younger, you received things that were actually manipulations. You were given things with expectations. There's no strings attached to this. Whatever is being given to you right now is a gift. This is a real gift. And you can trust that. Maybe some of you have just been going through such a hard time where it's hard to really trust that something so positive, so simple, so easy could be happening. I do see the Emperor at the bottom of the deck here. And I don't think this is just something that's being handed to you. You worked really hard to get here. You've earned this. So what are the messages that we have for this group at this time? What are the messages for you? And these are timeless messages. So whenever these readings find you, I trust they find you as they are meant to. But at the time of this recording, I think it's worth noting we are in a very interesting eclipse window. We had a total solar eclipse in Leo, which kind of signified the beginning of a new eclipse cycle. And we are about to finish up the old eclipse cycle with a full moon lunar eclipse on the 27th, 28th, one of those days. It depends on your time zone. But this is really signifying a turning of a chapter. And it does kind of feel like there's the culmination of something from the past year and a half. So regardless of when you're watching this, it feels like something you have been working towards for at least over a year. I feel like something is finally coming ahead here. And it does feel like a relief. There is a new beginning with the Fool. But I don't think this is just a new beginning. Like this came with the work. That is the condition. Like you've already put in the work, the effort. That's why I don't feel like there's a condition around this new opportunity, this new beginning. Can I actually get a sense? What is this new beginning? Interesting. Okay. There could be something, again, with a job, finances, the Four of Pentacles, resources. We do also have the Page of Swords here as well. Some of you might be stepping into a speaking role or have more direct contact with people. I'm just seeing this Page of Swords as someone who's having a lot of communication, um, a lot of contact. Maybe there's something about writing as well. And it does, this energy, I'm going to be honest, it does kind of feel like just the beginning of something. I almost get like an internship kind of energy here with the Fool and the Page of Swords. Or like some kind of apprenticeship. Like, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. For others of you, actually, what I'm really starting to see is that in the past, there was a new beginning. There was a really powerful start to something, and you knew it was always supposed to go further, but you've been afraid to do that. And maybe there is a full circle moment here. There is now a new opportunity, and it's kind of like, oh, right, I was supposed to go further than where I am. There was a larger plan here. This is the next phase. I'm really feeling that. And some of you need to get back into this energy of the Fool. Jumping in. We have these two birds here as well. Learning to fly. This reading is about learning to fly. And oftentimes that feels like falling at first. What else do we have? Wow, yeah, you are learning to fly really fast with the Knight of Swords. You might feel like you're not ready for something. You're not ready for this next level. And I'm going to be honest, if you're watching this, your soul did not sign up for this easy, simple energy, this easy, simple path. You kind of signed up for a roller coaster. I'm getting that message pretty clearly. And you're getting to the most exciting part of the roller coaster. And that's what I was getting at the very beginning. Like, ooh, this is getting exciting. And also you're a little afraid of it. You're afraid of what's around the corner. But this is the turning point. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Truly. Truly. This is something that's happening. And honestly, you might be moving really quickly. Really, really fast. And it's kind of been a slow build-up. It's what I'm really seeing with this energy is the roller coaster, like getting up to the top. It's slow. There's kind of that cranking. And then things take off. Things go very, very quickly. You're about to reach the top of the roller coaster. Or maybe you already have. I really do feel in a year from now, a few years from now, you're looking back at this time and you're going to see just how different your life is. Interesting. There is a bittersweet energy here. Four of Wands with the Three of Swords. Some of you are actually cutting ties with something is the interesting thing. There isn't a string attached, and maybe that's actually the thing that's kind of hard. Some of you could be celebrating something and there's someone missing in this picture. Maybe there was a relationship that ended with the Three of Swords. There was a sense of loss, grief, maybe even betrayal, but the Four of Wands is representing achievement, celebration. I was feeling too with the Three of Swords, there's something about when you are looking back a year from now, a few years from now, you're seeing the things that you are losing in a very different way. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't grieve, that your emotions aren't valid. You might even see the blessing in some of the things that have been lost because you were clinging to something that was only meant to be a step in your progress. Maybe there was a fight. Maybe there was a conflict with the Knight of Swords and the Three of Swords. To be honest, maybe someone even... I could almost get the energy of like someone broke things off very quickly, ended things very quickly, jumped to a conclusion. But at the same time, I do think there was some kind of divine orchestration in that. There was some larger movement where it was time. It's time to let something go. You are meant to achieve more, to have more, to connect deeper. The Queen of Wands, or Mother of Wands. This is where you are headed. And this is a very independent energy, I have to say. I really do get this fearless energy here. Maybe something you are learning to embody. Something you are stepping into. You aren't necessarily here to be well-liked. You're here to share your gifts, your wisdom, your power. And some people aren't ready for that. And some of you tried to hold on to certain people or situations, and in doing so, you were holding yourself back as well. And I think you see that now. I do. The world. Yeah, this is all about the next level. Evolution. The next act of your life is starting now. The world represents these thresholds, these portals, these moments that change our whole lives. Some things are beginning, some things are ending, and honestly, it does feel like for some of you there is a relationship that's ending. Does not necessarily need to be romantic, although I do get a very close heart connection with this person. I am hearing, I thought this was the one, or I thought this was a person who was going to be in my life, or stay in my life. So that there is some pain here. But I feel like some of you are taking this pain and you're focusing the energy on something that you care about. And I'm going to be honest, I feel like this person was an anchor. They were slowing you down energetically. Maybe they weren't spiritual in the way you are. Maybe they didn't quite believe in the things you believed in. I almost even want to say, like, I don't know if they really believed in you. Or they didn't know how to support it. And I do get the message in this where if you are in relationships or in this pattern a lot, there's something about trying to get approval in your childhood from people who just won't understand you or approve of you. And you need to approve of yourself. Yeah, Page of Pentacles. You're becoming something you might have never seen before. And this is like a whole new world for you. Again, like, I don't think you imagined what's coming next. You can't even imagine what's coming next. And there's a sense of possibility. And honestly, as I said that, I actually did feel a sense of fear. Why are you so afraid? You can't lose what you don't have. Or what you didn't have. I think some of you stayed in situations or relationships because of the potential of what it could be. And there's a lot of illusion, confusion with this moon card at the bottom of the deck. But let me pull another card. Let me get a little more clear here. What is this blessing? What is this new beginning? Again, I do feel like some of you are using your voice more. You're getting seen more, and maybe that's also part of this fear. You're gonna have to get used to it. Interesting. Interesting. Some of you are... Again, I get a very suspicious energy here with the Four of Swords and the Seven of Swords. Some of you might be dreaming from a person of the past or otherwise feeling someone's energy around you. Someone is thinking about you, and I think on some subconscious spiritual level, they know that you're about to progress. And this feels like someone who's from your past. I don't think this is someone who's necessarily in your life in a very direct way right now. I would definitely tell you to pay attention to your dreams. Tell me about the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords. Yeah, some of you are just really overthinking things. Some of you are feeling kind of stuck. Someone's stuck on you. Who is this? Who is this? Could be a water sign. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, especially Cancer with the Queen of Cups here. And if this is your energy, again, there's something about suspicion, not trusting things. It's hard to tell the difference between fear and intuition. We did just have that moon card earlier. Some of you are jumping to worst case scenarios as well. And you know, intuition is an indication of something. It's not always literal. Especially when you're first really learning to listen to your intuition. You might get a good feeling about somebody. It doesn't necessarily mean that that person is meant to be in your life forever. But there's something useful. Because your intuition is this part of your spirit that's most interested in your growth and evolution. And so your intuition will lead you to the people, to the situations, to the energy that helps you grow and facilitates that, facilitates your purpose. And other times we have a fear, we have a disresonance with someone. It's not necessarily that it's the worst case scenario either. But there's something that we need to kind of be alert, aware. And I do feel like some of you are really struggling to discern, like, what is my wishful thinking, fearful thinking, versus what is my intuition telling me? And there is also something Ah, I'm understanding. I'm getting this now. Your doubts are coming from somebody else. You're almost thinking of like, oh my God, this is an amazing opportunity, but what's so and so gonna think? Like, your mind is the type of mind that is always thinking about what others are gonna think about it. You might be hearing other people's voices in your head. And I just saw the moon again. So yeah, there is something really that's like, there is someone who isn't necessarily in your life anymore, but their voice still plays in your head. They are living in your head rent free. And someone on a subconscious level was afraid of your growth because they saw that it meant losing you. You were going in different directions, you wanted different things, whatever this was. Maybe that was also part of your feeling as well too. This could be very subconscious as well. The moon is at play. So this isn't necessarily all about conscious thought. I would say there's a lot of shadow and shadow work, and I was just about to say, I was noticing kind of the lighting sort of going in and out for this reading. And I do feel like that's paralleling these things that are being revealed and being hidden, these parts of yourself, these patterns. You know what you're meant to do, and you're doubting it. You just have to remember, you have to go back. You have to be brave enough to admit what you really want, what's really calling you, what your purpose really is. And you need to stop being afraid of what other people are going to say about it. Just gotta be real. Because they're going to call you the fool. Everyone thinks you're the fool until you strike gold. My God, so much fear, anxiety, overthinking, this Nine of Swords. You are super in your head about this, aren't you? I feel like you really bully yourself. Like, you use other people's words from the past, and you ruminate on it. You beat yourself up. It's like whenever you make one little mistake, it's like everyone else is proven right. Oh, I am a failure. Oh, I was unrealistic. And whether those things were truly mistakes or not, you can't find wholeness or integration through punishing yourself. Or shame. Shame is just pride. It's trying to protect our ego. I think there is a need to do something that other people might think is a little naive. Because that's the opportunity, that's the gold here. And you've always known what direction you were meant to take, or where your life was going. And maybe there were some unexpected turns along the way. And I think you really do need to simplify, because it's like the more you're trying to listen to other people, the more advice you're trying to get. It's almost like, don't even listen to this video. God, like, don't listen to anybody else right now. Find your own voice. Find your own voice. I'm surprised I don't see the Two of Swords, because that's kind of the energy I'm getting, where it's like, I mean, I'm not using the traditional deck, the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, but I see that art, the person with two swords crossed over their heart, the blindfold, the water in the background. I really do feel like that card is about tuning out the noise and really listening to the emotions, the subconscious, really figuring out where it is that you stand, and trying to block out that external influence that isn't helpful for you. Because I feel like there's some confusion here, where there really is something worth celebrating. There's something here that is an incredible opportunity. Aha! Here's the Two of Swords. Can't make that up. There's even an eclipse in this card, too. We talked about the eclipse. You don't have to listen to everybody, even if they think they have your best interest at heart. You know what your best interest is. At least in regards to the thing that's on your heart right now. And that doesn't mean that you can't learn from other people. That doesn't mean you should just go into this blindly. But learn what you need to learn. Gain the skills you need to gain. And I do also think it's important as well, this is coming in, some of you are confused about what you really want because you're trying to prove yourself to other people. And I think that's how you know, right? Like, what is the thing that's going to make you feel a sense of purpose, alignment, even if other people don't approve of it? That kind of does go in the inverse as well. I really feel that. Some of you are trying to prove yourself to others. This isn't about showing anyone wrong. This is about proving something to yourself. And some of you have gotten into an ego game, I'm going to be honest, and you got wrapped up in something, and that's holding you back. Because it's like, oh, they told me I could never be the CEO of this company, and I'm going to prove them wrong. And it's like, well, maybe you were never even really supposed to work for this company to begin with. Or it was only supposed to be something temporary. And now you're so caught up in this game that you've kind of forgotten the bigger picture of your life. And I think that's the thing to really reflect on. I don't think this is necessarily something that you can just... for some of you, you might need to take some time. You might not know exactly what this is. But your soul will remember. You will know the moment you remember. You'll feel it in your heart. You'll feel it in your full body. It won't be heady. You'll know with your whole being. And we are at that time. Those are all the messages I have for you. I'm sending lots of love and blessings your way. All of my links are in the description of this video. If you'd like to work together, you can find my website and all of my other social media. You're also welcome to check out the other videos on my channel. And I'm sending lots of love and blessings your way. Thank you so much for your support. I'm wishing you well. Take care.